Kevin Doncaster coming to you from the WarHawk studio, courtesy of Todd Studer and the studios on South 4th. You know, what an amazing day it is today. Went from extreme stress, traveling to Oklahoma on Saturday and returning on Sunday because for only one reason. J.R. Becker was released. He's home with his wife. And I want to touch on that for a second. In a matter of 2 hours or less, we raised like $1,000 as a love offering for JR and his wife. I love that man. He's helped me survive in the way that only two veterans can help each other survive. And to watch all of you rally behind him and rally behind me as I was on the road and pray for him and pray for me, it just doesn't get any better than that. So JR is in good spirits. He's going to be back next week. I kind of had to pull rank that I don't technically have with him to tell him to take this week off, that we wanted him to rest. And I'm excited to see what he brings to you guys via this platform that we developed called WarHawk Weekly. I'm proud and honored of each and every one of you. It's so important to say because just this morning I made an announcement that JR and I have been talking about for some time. This will mark at the end of the year, 4 years straight that I've been doing this. I've burned 100% of all my vacation time in support of this organization. And so next year, my wife and I and Lacey and Isabel will go on vacation with my family who live in Washington State. And I'm looking forward to that. I think it's well deserved, 14 years of service to this country in one form or another, plus an additional 4 as this charity. And this is an emotional announcement for me in that I'm taking at minimum a year leave of absence starting January 1st. And I've been making jokes. I've been telling Todd this and some other folks that when that happens, Facebook, TikTok, social media in general, emails, text messages, carrier pigeon or smoke signals will not get a hold of me, and it's time. My health has deteriorated immensely. I can recall that one of the first devastating things that happened in this charity was I received a call from a lady just the night before I went on the Pat Campbell show in Tulsa. Kevin, don't worry about the dog anymore. My husband blew his brains out while I slept in bed next to him. Devastated me. Here we are, we're trying to do good in the world, and we didn't have it all figured out. And I don't know that we do today, but I can tell you this. We have the backing of this thing that we call WarHawk Nation, the coast-to-coast community that cares. It's not a buzz phrase. It's none of that. It's true. And you demonstrated it this weekend. And the other thing that I wanted to say is my family has been made whole and complete and rescued thanks to all of you. And there's a lot of people. There's so many people, not just for my family's sake, but also for the sake of this mission that have just helped. The list is long and I don't even know how to give you that full list. I'm just saying thank you. I'm excited what the future brings. I'm going to work my tail off from now until the end of the year. And then the transition will occur between now and then. And I'm excited for the board, all of them. JR is the greatest president that this organization will ever see. I am just a crazy Marine, veteran, passionate, but I was never truly the best president. Because I'm tough, man. And a very young man once said to his father, "It's strange, Dad, because he's like the nicest man, but he's also mean." And that sums me up to a T. I have a great heart, but sometimes the phrase that I've been referred to as is great intentions but bad judgment sometimes. And so I'm excited to take this organization to a whole nother stratosphere of professionalism and leadership, and that starts with JR. Now, those are two main topics that I wanted to share, and now I want to share the most phenomenal update in the last 72 hours. A young, well, younger than me, Army soldier reached out to me over 30 days ago. He needed help. I showed up, met him, his mom, and gave him very clear guidelines. He's battling addiction. His name is Andy. I won't share any more than that. He's an Afghan veteran. And I said very clearly, if you use, I don't care if you used 5 minutes ago, but if you use, we won't talk for 30 days until you're sober. Tomorrow marks 30 days sober. We're not even going to give him a chance. We spoke to him, we spoke to his mom, we spoke to his counselors. I'm going to personally fly him out, thanks to this awesome network of people that we have collaborated with, because when you're talking about charities and when you're talking about me and WarHawk PTSD service dogs, it's all about collaboration, not competition. We're going to put Andy in a year-long treatment. He gets to live there. There's going to be food, a place to sleep, work, get therapy. He's going to continue on this road to recovery, and he's going to be rebuilt, repurposed, retrained, and then reintegrated back into society in ways that he probably never thought possible, and I'm excited about that. But it gets better. His mom is the kindest person I've ever met. And she reached out, and we were talking about this amazing opportunity for her son. And I said, ma'am, who's taking care of you? Because there's other things that I know about that she shared with me that I can't discuss. And the weight of the world was coming down on her, kind of just like the weight of the world was coming down on me and my home and all the damage. But hers was financial. And she said, well, I am stressed, but I'm just going to give it to God. Oh, man. So I reached out to our partnerships, and we're going to eradicate some crushing debt that she has, and then pad her a little bit extra for all the work that she's done for her children and grandchildren, and to help Andy stay on this road to recovery. I'm going to sum it up with this, because this is probably the last time you're going to see me on WarHawk Weekly. This doesn't happen without you. It doesn't happen without Todd. It doesn't happen without this community, this WarHawk Nation that we built. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you for being along this journey with me. And I'm not going anywhere, but I do need to restore some time with my daughter and my wife, and even my dog, for crying out loud. So she's worked just as hard, if not harder than me. I just want to say thank you to every single donor. I don't care if you gave $1 or 1,000 or 10,000 over the last 4 years. You helped us make a real world impact in everything that this world has ever seen. So thank you. And with that, I sure do love you.